Matt Mungia, Spur City here. Let's talk real quick about replacements. Okay, so many agents that take the extra effort in finding out what the client currently has can benefit monetarily tremendously through replacements. Okay, we see the AARPs and the Globe Lifes and the Lincoln Heritages and the Bankers Life. We see these each and every week. By uncovering these plans, the ones that the client currently has, a good presentation should be able to uncover most of these. I mean, sometimes you walk into a house and the client, divulges this information before anything is really said and done. If this is life insurance, I already have some. Good, Mr. Jones. Congratulations. That's smart. I'm glad you're protecting your loved ones, and it's smart of you to do. Go ahead and grab your policies. Let me show you something real quick. I want to show you something. A lot of times they'll just jump up and go get their policies for you. But that's something that's a lot of agents. I see a lot of agents. Their downfall is sometimes they clam up when they find out somebody has coverage, and it shouldn't be that way. You're obviously sitting with a buyer at that point, and you know that, so you should be confident about that. Either you can add coverage possibly, or uncover that it's a term plan or universal life plan that's crashing on them, or they're paying too much if it's a Lincoln Heritage or Bankers or whatever. So first, I'll always congratulate them, and that brings the wall down, the barriers down, eases them, and then they'll go get the policy a lot easier. Okay, but let's just say they bring out a AARP, a term plan from AARP. That's one of the biggest ones we see out there, most common, right? So I keep a lot of brochures with me, including the AARP brochure that shows on there that every 5 years the price is going to go up. So I'll show them. I say, look, here's kind of a downfall to the plan you currently have, Mrs. Jones. It's going to go up every 5 years, and you might not be able to afford it at a certain point. And not only that, here's the it's going to end at age 80. All right, and then I show them, I have another form that shows their life expectancy. It's a life expectancy chart, and show them that Miss Jones, she's 71 years old, and based on life expectancy, she's supposed to live to age 85, 86. This plan is no good for you, Miss Jones, if you live past age 80. So now they're not having to believe me. They're seeing things written on paper, that verify what I'm saying. If you have to, you can call the client, call the company AARP yourself if you have to, and ask those questions and put it on speakerphone. And try not to do that, because again, the rep probably will catch on, and but you have that option. Put it on speakerphone and look, will this plan go up in price? And they'll have to say yeah. And well, how much is it for Miss Jones at age 77? Mr. AARP rep? Well, it's going to be $129 a month. Okay, well that probably might scare Mrs. Jones away. Okay, and the fact that you've already showed her that her life expectancy is past age 80. So even if she can afford all those, it's going to end at age 80. You can lock her in something now. So again. Another thing is, always try to use, and this is extremely important, always, if you can, you're not going to be able to always do it, but always try and use a PHI company. Okay, when replacing a policy, you want to know that you're able to get this particular client coverage first before you start replacing things and getting rid of policies. There's nothing worse than not doing a PHI, promising the client the world, and then 3 to 5 days later you're canceling plans, and 3 to 5 days later let them know that, oh, sorry, you didn't get approved, by the way. There's nothing worse than that. So always try to do a PHI. That way you know for sure, and can cancel the other client's coverage with confidence. All right. If the client has a whole life plan, like let's just say they have a Bankers Life or Lincoln Heritage or an overpriced plan, you can always put those companies on the phone and ask about their cash value. How much cash value does Mr. Jones have in this policy? It looks like he's had it for about 4 years now, 3 years now, whatever the case is. But I just replaced one on Friday where I was able to save the client, or the cash value was about $400, and I was able to save the client some money on her monthly fee each and every year from this point forward. And she jumped all over it. She needed the money at this time. So find out cash values. They might have paid up option. That's where a client has had a policy, let's just say for 7 or 10 years or what have you, and now they've accumulated enough time to where they can stop paying on the plan as of today, and it might buy them, when they pass away, their family might get $4,000. Let's just say for this example. So that's they might have a paid up option. But always try and find out, some of these things, the cash values and things like that, to see what you're working with. So that way, they have a paid up option, and they can get a new policy with you at this time. If the client can't find the policy, doesn't know the name of the carrier, things like that, maybe look at the bank statement. Ask Ms. Jones for the bank statement. Who's pulling out from your account to pay this each and every month. So there's ways to find out, but you can get the name of the carrier that way and call them. But those are some of the tips that I do when I'm replacing a policy. So hopefully this video was helpful.